Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonders city tour. Today we're headed up to northern Michigan to Traverse City. Traverse City is the county seat of Grand Traverse County and has a population of about 16,000 people. It's actually the second largest city in the northern area of Michigan. Nestled at the head of both the east and west arms of Grand Traverse Bay, Traverse City is characterized by the presence of the 17-mile-long Old Mission Peninsula. As we head along our walking tour in downtown Traverse City, we're going to see many historic buildings, one of those being the City Opera House. In 1891, three brother-in-laws collaborated to construct a splendid Victorian opera house. The building was designed by E.R. Prowl, and it was a great establishment that boasted 1,200 seats. It was also a pioneering venue in the city, being the first to incorporate electric lights. Characterized by a soaring 43-foot ceiling, hardwood maple floors, and exceptional acoustics, this opera house was initially conceived as a versatile space serving as both a meeting hall as well as an auditorium. Throughout its early years, the Opera House played host to a variety of events, including concerts, plays, vaudeville shows, high school graduations, and much more. However, in 1920, a motion picture firm leased the Opera House and subsequently closed it down to eliminate competition with its own film theaters. The building was, in 1978 through 1980, was redesigned and renovated. Prior to the arrival of Europeans, Traverse City was a summer village for Ottawa bands of native tribes known as the Anishinaabe. Bill Bijou referred to the area as Head of the Bay. In the 18th century, French voyagers named Grand Traverse Bay during their Grand Traverse or long crossing from present-day Norwood to Northport. Initially part of French territory and later part of the province of Quebec under the Kingdom of Great Britain, the area became part of the United States. This happened in 1783 after the Treaty of Paris. Captain Horace Boardman purchased land in 1847, leading to the establishment of a settlement. Traverse City was originally part of Amina County, organized in 1851 as Grand Traverse County. By 1853, Traverse City became the focus of a new post office, initially proposed as Grand Traverse City, but later just shortened to Traverse City. The first cherry trees were planted on the Old Mission Peninsula around this time. In 1872, rail service connected Traverse City to southern Michigan, fostering settlement and industrial development. The village itself was incorporated in 1881, marking a period of significant commercial growth. In 1890, additional rail lines extended to Traverse City, primarily serving lumber companies. The Northern Michigan Asylum, established in 1881, became a major employer and contributed to the city's growth. Traverse City itself was incorporated as a city on May 18, 1895. We're now headed towards the bay, and the first stop that we're going to go through is Clinch Park. Clinch Park is the area's most populated, if not the most popular beach in the area. It features about 1,500 feet of sand along West Grand Traverse Bay, and it's right here in downtown Traverse City. This park itself has many picnic tables, bike racks, lifeguards who are here from about mid June to August, snack bars, restaurants, and much more. We'll also see a little bit later on as we go through the park a marina that has many, many, many boats on it. We're walking past the Bijou by the Bay Theater. It's actually the first new movie theater to open within Traverse City limits in over 63 years and is housed in the Con Foster Museum building. This building itself was constructed by President Roosevelt's Civil Works Administration in the 1930s. The historic museum remained vacant for an extended period until 2013 when it underwent a comprehensive transformation led by the Traverse City film president and founder and director of many documentaries, Michael Moore and his team. One of the features that used to occur in the park was once a miniature city that people could walk through. Con Foster, a retired circus man and local Traverse City promoter, thought of the idea of a miniature city, and he thought that it would add an added attraction here to Clinch Park, as well as put employees to work during the Great Depression. In 1931, with funds from the Works Progress Administration, city workers began constructing scale models of Traverse City buildings, including the Park Place Hotel, St. Francis Church, Pierre Marquette Railroad Station, and much more. Eventually, this village featured over 100 buildings. Although barely waist high, every detail of construction was carefully executed, including color schemes, roof lines, windows, and doors. Where possible, the original blueprints were used, and such details were carried out as even the stores in the downtown area were being remodeled at the time. Those remodelings took place in the miniature city. This mini city was a beloved feature of Clinch Park from 1931 to 1973. Today, you can still see parts of the original model on display at the Music House Museum in nearby Acme, Michigan. We're now walking along the Boardman River Boardwalk. This is a nice area that gives you a little bit of nature in the downtown area. Although I've heard many times it does flood in this area, even when it's not, it's a beautiful sight to just take a look at not only the bay itself, but parts of the downtown area and get a little greenery here in all the urban setting. As we get back into the downtown area, one of the most historic buildings that we see is the State Theater. This venue is managed by the Traverse City Film Festival and hosts a year round lineup of films and live performances. The theater's history itself began with Steinberg's Grand Opera House in 1894, which was situated right here on this same block. After it closed in 1915, the Lyric Theater took its place, only to succumb to a fire in 1923. A subsequent Lyric Theater constructed on the same site faced a similar fate in 1948. The State Theater that we see today emerged in 1949, operating as a first-run cinema until 1996. Despite unsuccessful attempts to repurpose it, the theater found new life in 2005 as the flagship venue for the Traverse City Film Festival. Extensive renovations in 2007 transformed the State Theater into a modern atmospheric theater, adding a new chapter to its rich history. The Park Place Hotel, Traverse City's most prominent and tallest building, has been a fixture since 1930. It wasn't the first site on this particular hotel on this particular site. In 1873, Henry D. Campbell established the Campbell House. 6 years into Campbell's operation, the building changed hands as Hannah Lay and Company acquired it in 1879, and it was renamed to the Park Place Hotel. Another 6 years later, R. Floyd Clinch assumed control and enlisted Benjamin Marshall, the architects behind the Drake Tower, for a redesign. The revamped hotel, unveiled in 1930 amid the Great Depression, marked a challenging period for such a venture. Despite the unfavorable timing, the hotel persevered for several decades. However, as travel patterns evolved, motels gained favor over traditional hotels, leading to the closure of the Park Place in 1963. Eugene Powers' arrival heralded a new chapter as he invested $1 million in renovations. Notable enhancements included a dome convention center to the east of the building, crafted from styrofoam and erected in 14 hours. Powers' vision also brought changes to Park Street, which originally spanned from West Bay to the Boardman River. Today, the Park Place Hotel stands at 125 feet and is distinguished by a beacon visible for miles. The Traverse City's Ladies Library Association originated from a gathering of 8 women on July 23, 1869. Their formal constitution, ratified on July 28th of that same year, allowed any lady to become a member for $1 with an additional charge at 25 cents per quarter to borrow books. Originally limited to ladies, the association eventually extended borrowing privileges to men. The library operated on Fridays between 3 and 4:30. To generate funds, the association organized various events, including lectures, fairs, socials, and festivals. By its inaugural annual meeting, the library boasted about 329 donated books. This building that we see today, the Ladies Association Library Building, was constructed in 1909. Central Methodist Church appeared in Traverse City in 1858. The original church building was made from wood that could hold about 400 people. Later on, the church was enlarged and organized 2 services with 2 groups of people, one in the morning and another in the evening. They also added several wings and annexes for various parish as well as community needs. The present building that we see today, this brick-clad building, is part of the Central Church entire complex that was completed in 1986. Although this is a more modern-looking building, it's still a remarkable landmark in downtown Traverse City. The building that we see here on our left is the old City Hall building. This building was originally designed by John Knox Taylor, who served as architect of the United States Department of Treasury from 1897 to 1912. This building itself was constructed in 1904. It initially served as the city's post office and continued in this capacity until 1939, when the current post office was built. Following the discontinuation of its use as a post office, the building underwent many changes. The city acquired the property and a second story was added to its expansive interior. This newly renovated space then served as City Hall for many years. Today, the building has been remodeled and now has private offices inside. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder tour here in downtown Traverse City. If you've been to Traverse City, leave a comment on what your experiences are like in some of your places to visit while visiting the city. And if you haven't, take a look back at the video and leave a comment on some of the buildings that you thought were some of the most impressive. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder City tour. Take care now. Bye-bye.